Hello. Can anyone see me actually? Can I have a thumbs up or something? It's 8:59. It's close. It's 7. Yes, we can. Hello. Richard, hello to everybody who said hi. Yeah, to confirm that. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to yet another one of our webinars with Kompass BMS. This time, we're just taking a bit of a spin and we're just going to these sessions, the job role sessions, where we will be exploring some specific areas of some specific functions of your organization and how those functions can work with Kompass. So hang on. Let me just move to the next slide. Where am I? Let me just move to the next slide. Here we are. So yeah, as I've said, today we will be seeing how finance and accounting can work with Kompass BMS. And we'll find that this is a really interesting, indeed really important webinar, because it kind of links two two quite big functions of an organization, the operations and finance and accounting. In most of the organizations, we might have an accounting software that we were doing all our accounting, but then operations might be a little bit disjoint from this one. And the communication between operations and accounting, according to your experience as well, might not be that fluent. We will see today with Kompass BMS how intuitive and how fluent that can be. We will be seeing a couple of things today. First of all, I will have to bring my laser, as always, that I really like. There we go. So we will be talking about the connection of operations with finance, and then we will be seeing how we can raise invoice and payments. And finally, we were going to be checking how we can see this information for finance and accounting into the dashboard. And then finally, we will be checking expenses. As always, if you have any questions, you can just pop them up on the Q&A section somewhere up there. And then I will be making some breaks during the webinar to just check whether there are any queries in there. This webinar, as all our webinars, are being recorded and they will be made available to you once completed, but then you can always find them on our YouTube channel, even the older ones. I'm Spiros, I'm the Customer Success Manager of Kompass, here to help all our existing clients and all our new clients to just get as much value as possible out of Kompass. We are ready to begin. Let's begin. So I'm going to bring my screen in here. This is our dashboard. Most of you have seen the dashboard, but then I would like to just quickly jump into operations. As some of our webinars that we've done already, you might see that I will be just jumping ahead during some of the things that I would like to show you. There are some things that some of you, especially if you're a prospect and you haven't seen Kompass before, you might find a little bit confusing, but for all our existing clients, I will just walk a little bit faster through them. If you have any questions, you can always email me and we can have a chat and talk about if you have any questions in those things that I will go quite fast. So, for example, this is one of the things that I will go really status update. This is me, operations, and what I would like to say is communicate with my finance what can be invoiced for that particular project. I have finished with my works. It's the end of the month. I will have to report what has been done. Let's drop that here. There we go. So my previous status was in February, and I would like to create a status actually by the end of March, and that will help my finance and accounting understand what needs to be invoiced. Now, this particular proposal item, as you can see, it is a rate one, a T&M one, and I can see that I have already recorded 2 hours for 2 of those rates. So I can just go here on my status and I would say that I have recorded 2 rates. I've been on site 2 times, or I've worked on something for 2 hours, depending on how you will set your T&M. I've been there twice and my status update is 2 as well. I can immediately see that this 860, this is my valuation. This is what can effectively be invoiced. 31st of March, and I can click save. And here it is. My status update is in place on 28%. So what I would like to do now is I will just quickly jump into the invoice, into the project. And if I will go to the finance section, I can see that my price is on, oh, hang on, yes. So my price overall is 2,900, 3,000 pounds, dollars, and I have 860 on my valuation. This is what I have valuated for this month. Therefore, I can see that my work in progress is at 860. This is what I can actually invoice at the moment. Now, I would like to ask you to, ask for forgiveness right now. I've just realized that I forgot to open two files that I would like to show you. So let me just quickly jump into my screen and I will just bring the data that I would like to bring. It's on my webinar. Sorry about that. I'm just showing you a little bit. There you go. Those are the files that I want to open. Apologies for that. I should have had them open. And we will see them in a bit. So this is the work in progress then for that particular project. 860, this what needs to be invoiced. So if I am finance, if I'm on accounting and I will jump into this project, I know immediately what needs to be done. I have this work in progress. This is what has been evaluated. This is what I can invoice. What I would like to show you though is that as we can see in here in the project list, we have lots and lots of active projects, 235. It might be a little bit difficult for finance and accounting to have to go through each one of them individually each end of the month. Therefore, we came up with a solution in this one, which involves some spreadsheets that are being exported directly from Kompass. They're just some templates that we are just placing to your account, and you can export your project performance report that will bring all those work in progress, all those data straight away in front of you. And to do that, simply you will have to go to Actions and then pick any of those reports that you have, Project Performance Report or the Project Performance Report Compact, or however you would like to set them. I will just click this one. I will set the start and end date of the period of time that I would like to explore, and I will click Export. Once I will click Export, the spreadsheet will be exported straight away. And this is what I forgot actually to open before, and that's why I have those files in here, because I just have them already exported. The whole process does take a little bit of time to just get them, and I didn't want to use my time to wait for the file to be downloaded. But I forgot to open them. Here they are. So in here, for example, you can see in this project performance, you can see all your projects and you can see those columns in here. For example, you have what has been evaluated overall from your operations. This is the operations columns, and where we've placed that rate of 2 or some percentages of how much we have completed. This is what has been invoiced already. And this is just the difference between valuation and invoice. This is my work in progress. This is effectively what I can invoice right here, right now. $120,000 can be invoiced on each and every of these projects. As you can see, we have them split in here by project manager. You might have them by department if you want to. In here, as you can see, we have them all collapsed. Therefore, you can see for each and every department what can be your work in progress or per project. Also, you can have lots and lots of really smart things that we're doing in here. For example, you can see that in these examples in there and in there, I have recorded some hours on that particular month. However, I cannot see evaluation, and this is kind of an alert. You can just go back to the project manager, to Christopher, and just tell them that, you know what, I can see that there are some hours we have worked on this project. Don't we have to have evaluation? Don't we have to get paid for these hours worked? So Kompass is doing that so clearly, and with that spreadsheet, you can see it straight away. Or you can see the opposite as well, which is kind of a good one. You can see that we have valuation, but we haven't worked at all. So it's free money, for example. Free money. I mean, you might sell some equipment, obviously, in here, but when it comes to hours, you have no hours recorded in that particular one. And then you can see we do have a little bit of it. That was kind of like a request from a client of ours. Can we just get the valuation and divide it by the worked hours so that we will get the value per worked hours? And you can see them in here as well. So as I've said, sky is the limit on how you can do with, or what you can do with those spreadsheets, especially if I will show you the biggest one, the bigger one. In here, there are infinite things that you can do. Remain revenue, quoted GM. One of our clients asked us in here to have the quoted GM only for projects that the price or the cost has changed. So yeah, you can do whatever you like or have as much information you like as on that one, as in this particular file. And this is the time for me to take a short break and just jump on my Q&A session and see whether we have any questions. Q&A. We are quiet, it seems. Chat. We are quiet, it seems. Cool. Okay, so let's proceed to our next. It's not a quarter, next section of our webinar. We have 3 sections. So I'm gonna just jump here. I'm gonna go to 158 High Street, and I would like to raise my invoice for that particular invoice. 860 that is. I can just click create to create a new invoice. Why am I clicking this one? Got that. And then I'm clicking 860, and that is ready. The invoice is ready. All I had to do is just bring that amount in here, which is the valuation that I have from operations. I'm bringing it there, and we're done. The invoice is ready to be issued. Obviously, if you would like to use a different amount, different invoice amount, you can do that as well, and we will see it in a bit. Also, this is really, really cool in Kompass. Everything is everything is linked with the proposal items. Therefore, as you can see, everything that has been invoiced, as we will see in expenses as well, every expense is linked with a specific service. So it's not an invoice that is just going randomly to a project. No, you can just have this kind of granularity and seeing what has been invoiced per department and just run your own analysis. Prior click and save, I will just put the timesheet, the start and end billing date, because I would like to provide some timesheets to my client. When I am raising the invoice, I would like to show them who have worked and when. So I would like to do that just by selecting those dates. If I would like to attach some extra files in here, like some images or some drawings, something that I would like to just make my, just make the, the invoice, the submission. I'm just kind of blocked with the easiest things right now. If I would like to add some extra files, we can just click them in here, attach files, and we can send straight away. Also, we have that little synchronizing here. If we have that ticked, then this invoice will be sent directly to your accounting software if there is an integration with Kompass. We have integration with QBO, with QuickBooks, with Sage 300. So those will be sent directly into your accounting software. I will click save. My invoice is ready. I will just go back to the invoice, and I would like to issue my invoice. And since I have those billing timesheets and ends, I would like to bring the daily work logs as well. I would like to bring them all and just send them to the client. Let's see how it looks like. All those invoices are being created by you, not by you. You're just sending us what you would like as an invoice template, and we are creating that for you. Let's click this one. As you can see, you can send the email directly to your client. You can have different email templates in here if you would like to use a different template per client. Now, we're not going to send any email. We can just click this one. I have the PDF file. I will click download, and my invoice is here. Is it going to open? No, it's not going to open. Here it is. So here is my invoice. In that particular invoice, the way that we have created according to our client's needs, we have this little table in here where we have, we're just showing this. We don't need the project. Oh, no, we're here. We're just showing you this amount in here, 860. The proposal item allocations. This is what I am showing to you in this table. And then in this table in there, I am just showing you all the hours that have been recorded in here. As we've seen before, during our status update, we had 2 rates. Therefore, here they are. They can see them in here, and they can see on which and every date we have worked and what we have done. And the full amount is 860. And then if you will scroll down, we have these daily workforce logs. As I've said, one of our clients needs them in order to show where the project is and which were the field crew. And in here, I'm just adding all the notes that each and every of those employees have saved in their timesheets, so they can have a full picture. How does that look like? How does it look like in here? Because you can see that there are a lot of tables, and it's kind of an easy file to work with. I mean, yes, here it is the file. Here is the file that we are using for our templates. Yes, you can see all these curly brackets, which is just us bringing the information from Kompass directly into this template. But just want to show you that, yeah, it's something that we can work together and we can make it work to your needs. Let's close this one. And now I would like to show you something that I've said before. I've said that occasionally we might need to have different amounts. So for example, once the operations will say that this is what you will have to invoice, 860. However, accounting might know that there was kind of a credit from a previous invoice, or they might know that they can invoice a little bit more. So they might say that, yeah, instead of 860, let's go for $1,000. Now, if I will click Save, and I will go back to my documents, what I would like to show you here is, yeah, just to show you how smart those templates can be, just to achieve whatever you need to. So if I will click Download, as we can see, there is a kind of a discrepancy between what has been valuated and what has been actually invoiced. I will go here and I can see that, yeah, my invoice is $1,000, but then I have a warning in here. And this is a warning that we have placed in our template, in this template ourselves. We know that occasionally people might not invoice the exact amount. And now what we're saying is that there is an issue in here. We're just telling you that you've worked for 860 according to your timesheets. The two rates we were talking about, 860 is what you've worked for, but you are invoicing for 1,000. Are you sure about that? Would you like to edit that? Would you like to change something? And this is how powerful these can be. Before taking the break, let me just quickly show you the payments as well, how the payments work. I will just jump into payments. And I will create a payment, and which is the client? I think it's the lump one, isn't it? No, it's not. I was meant to have it written down, wasn't I? Where is it? Let's have a quick look. Luna and Sons payments. I create, and now I would like to add some to. I just received the payment from Luna and Sons. Now, as you can see, Kompass does think because it's just bringing all the invoices that haven't been paid yet. So now I will need to use this one and the 540, this one. So I want to, I did get payments for these two invoices. And my reference is L and S01. Yeah, that will do. I've received 15,000. Now, what I will have to do, as we've said before, proposal items / quote items related, we will have to allocate it to those proposal quote items. So, and I could say that it's 1,000, it's this one, and it's that one. Yes, this is the full amount. Oops, I have 570 unallocated. In total, I have 13,430, and I've said 15,000. Let's change that to 14,416. No. Hang on, 14,430. There you go. That's my payment. I can click Save. And now if I will just jump to my invoices, I can see that I have all the invoices in here. You can clearly see that this particular one, the last one, that has been paid. I can see it in here. Let's check the open. Let's check the fully paid. And here they are, the two of them that we have just got paid. 13,430 plus the 1,000 from the High Street, 158 High Street. Time for another break. Let's go back on the Q&A section. Q&A, all quiet. Chat, all quiet. Fabulous. As I constantly say, I am amazing. I'm doing it greatly. Or nobody understands what I'm saying. The usual dilemma. Okay, now the last thing that we would like to see is dashboard and expenses. Let's jump to the dashboard. How does that look like? How finance and accounting, how payments and invoicing look like in our dashboard? Whatever you want to see, I mean, when it comes to Kompass, it's mainly operationally driven. As you can see, I have the billable hours, hit rate, on-time delivery. Up there, we can see some information for invoices and payments. Invoices, here they are. I've got all the invoices that has been raised in April. You might remember that my invoice has been raised in April, the last one. It was April 17th. And then you have that invoices billing end. Now, that invoice billing end is just showing you that invoice has been raised for which month, for which works. You might recall that our invoice, the invoice that we have just raised in April, was for works that have finished in March. Therefore, we're just bringing that invoice in that particular section in here instead of being there. So you can either have the billing end or the invoice date as a reference. And you can see how they're both sliding, can't you? So you're just sliding from here, there you go. April, we haven't invoiced anything in April for April works. Have we? We might have, oh yeah, we do have something little teeny tiny in here. And then you have payments as well. And you can see them in here. As always, when it comes to the dashboard, you can see it by department, or you can see it by any other stack in here. You can just check them by service, for example, and see by service what has been paid and what has been invoiced. And now it's the time for us to just jump into expenses. And this is the expense pages page. The expense page. This is kind of this is a page actually that we do have some customers of ours that they're not using it. Therefore, have a look. What can we achieve with the expenses module? Should you decide to start using it? I will quickly jump on Anne Elliott's account. There we go. So I can see that you can see that we have lots and lots of expenses, but when it comes to users who do not have permission in finance information and in accounting and in you know, like the cost of projects and price of a project, they cannot see all these. Actually, you can see that they're really limited. They don't even have the sales, and even the finance, they only have the expenses in here. Let's create a new expense. Description. Help. Safety boots. Amount $50. They're really cheap. $120. Probably they're good. Payment method, cash, employee, is Anya Elliott. Attach file. Yeah, let me just quickly attach my receipt. Here it is. And now I will have to assign it to a project. Now that's a bit of a funny one. How can you assign that cost of safety boots in the specific project? But let's say that we are only working in 2 specific projects. These are the only 2 projects that we are working in here. I can say personal protective equipment, and I might say that I would like to add another project, and that is going to be this one, that proposal item, PPE, and I would say 50% for one project, 50% for the other. If you have some expenses that they're kind of non-billable and you don't know exactly and you cannot really apply them in specific projects, some of our clients are creating an overarching organization with the name of their organization, with the name of their company, and they're just placing all those non-billables in that particular project. So there is a solution for this. I am free to submit, submission notes, all done, click submit. An email has been sent directly. If I want to, if we instruct Kompass to do that, an email will be sent directly to my manager to go and have a look and check my expenses. I will go back here to have full access, and I am the manager of Anne Elliott. I will just jump into this project. The way that Kompass worked, when we were creating this module, we had lots of interviews with some of our customers, with all of our customers at that point. And they've told us that usually when it comes to expenses, we do have this step of check where the admin, some admin people will just go and have a look whether the receipt is correct, whether the costs are correct, etc. And then once they will click check, then it will be sent to the manager for them to either approve or reject. So if I will click check, PM manager to check. I will click check. Once again, it's down to us on how we will set Kompass on what kind of emails and notification it will send to specific people for them to go and have a look. And if we want, we can approve it or reject it. And once rejected, that will be sent back to Anne Elliott to have a look why that has been rejected and just change it. If I will go in one of those projects, I can see the expense is here. Therefore, overall, when it comes to the project and when I'm going to the finance, I will have an overall view of what has been invoiced, what has been paid, and any sort of expenses that have been allocated to the project. Now, some that I would like to show you, which is brand new, some that we have actually developed. That was like, what day is it? Wednesday, on Friday. That has been happening on Friday. So if I will go back here, the safety boots, This is locked. Let's go to something which is not locked. Created. There you go. If I will click on editing here, I can just find my suppliers. I have Argos, B&Q, Walmart. Let's jump to suppliers. So usually when it comes to the fields available to Kompass, as you can see, those are the ones that we have: name, phone, first name, address, etc. Some of our clients were looking for some extra fields because they have lots and lots of other information that they would like them to be searchable, exportable, and being able to run some analysis with those fields. And this is something that we have created, as I've said last week, the extra data section. In here, you do have the ability to add some extra fields, any fields that you would like, under the suppliers page. So payment terms, recipient name, and those are personalized to your account only, to your organization only. They're not visible to anybody else. We are starting from suppliers, but we are aiming to start placing it in different data sets as well, so that it will allow you to have this extra data, extra fields into some other areas like invoices, projects, etc. But that will be coming soon. And then you can just define them as you like. Each field can be defined exactly as you like. And with that said, I've covered everything. I'm just going back to Q&A. I've got no questions. I've got no chats. And then I'm just jumping back to my presentation. What time is it? We've got four extra minutes. Hang on. Click. Where are you? Click. There we go. So that was the very first webinar of ours about job roles. More to come in 2 months' time. We will have some more job roles that we will be exploring. We really hope that you enjoy this webinar and you've learned something. As always, you can follow us on LinkedIn. I hope the direction of my fingers. You can follow us on LinkedIn, or you can check on YouTube channel to find other webinars, anything that we have so far, or our knowledge-based articles. You can find them on YouTube channel. If you haven't heard back from us and you would like, if you haven't seen us before and you would like to get more information, please book a demo with us. You can find that QR code and the link down there. And that's me, my email. Any questions, anything that you would like to add, anything that you would like to ask, please drop me an email and I'll get back to you. So thank you very much. Hope you have a lovely rest of the day and see you soon. Bye. That's me trying to find, how can I close that? There you go. See you all.